we'll go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome everyone to our regular business meeting for the month of November. First of all, congratulations to Randy and Bill.
And you.
And the mayor.
Well, thank you
That's
very much. Oh. Everybody had an opportunity to look over the agenda.
I'll make a motion, we adopt the agenda.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Chad? Thank you. Public comment. Oh, I don't think I need to adopt, change that.
You're just gonna make it.
I can do it under council reports, can I? Okay. Public comment, Mr. Danny McIntosh. Election.
Elections, we just had one. I just want to congratulate the winners and sympathize with the losers. I really know who that would have been. I just want to thank y'all for being willing to serve and serve. And certainly want to thank all of you for what you did in the aftermath, certainly the storm. This last year has not been an easy one. And y'all had a lot going on before that happened. I see evidence of it now. I doubt that I've sat in traffic this much in town in my entire life. Hey, but that's all right. I never thought I'd live long enough to see those water lines replaced. I'm
Yeah.
serious, and I know how big of a project that is. So
Not there yet, Davey.
it's coming along. It is coming along. Of course, winter's coming on too, but I'm sure we will make our way through it. But, Bill, I want to appreciate you driving to Boone every month. Nobody really knows what that's like until they do it. So,
I don't know if we'll be doing it Monday or not, sounds
It
like.
doesn't sound
now,
like
you
it.
may not. It just depends on what happens. But thank y'all. And in the words of Mark W. Denny, when you lose, he said you just have to go home. He said it's when you win is when the work starts. So don't be surprised if when the work starts. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. All right, Mr. Chuck Ivy.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for all you do. Randy, Bill, Russ, thanks for your leadership. I'm glad y'all got back in. I was walking on the square the other day before election. And I'm proud to be wearing a little sign that had y'all's names on it. So congrats on that. Chief Buchanan, thanks for your efforts on the square last time it happened. There were policemen on this side and sheriffs on that side, and I think everything went well. So I was real pleased with that. What else? So I want to keep food and medicine on y'all's agenda for town of Burnsville. These are going to be some tough times that we go through. So whenever you need someone to bounce something off of, I'll be here and glad to give my 2 cents worth. Shane, thanks for all you're doing on the roads up in our neighborhood. We're squeaking by, but we're gonna get done, so I appreciate that. But really, thanks for all of y'all, even if you didn't run this time, you'll be running soon, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, you'll be running soon, Judy.
Let the minister fly.
Yeah, put that in a
Do
minute.
not say not anything.
No, not.
Thank you, Chuck.
I
All
can't
right, Mr. Randy.
say anything right now.
I'm gonna save time for walking over there.
Yes, sir.
Just say the same thing. Congratulations on the squeaking by on that election. I'm very happy with everything you do, so get back to work, keep up the good work, and we'll be here for you.
Thank you. I will say that we shouldn't have started that project before the election. I told Randy, I said, we chose the wrong time to start that project.
But most people couldn't vote, that's getting counted.
Yeah. So, thank you, guys. All right. Everyone had an opportunity to look over the minutes from the October meeting.
Motion to adopt, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. No public hearings, no presentations. We'll go Ms. Hockaday, the manager's report.
Okay, our ARPA projects are moving along. Main Street water line, ongoing. Everybody knows about that. The side streets, they're making good progress. Keeping Shane and his people busy, real busy, but, we will get there. We will get to the promised land together. I believe that. And I hope that they save me a piece of pipe that's about that length right there so I can switch out, throw that other one to the curb. The East Interceptor sewer project has been delayed just a little bit. They were supposed to start work on the 3rd, but the superintendent of the project's mother passed away, and so he's off this week. We hope to get a new schedule for start tomorrow sometime. One that y'all probably aren't seeing is the water line that is going from the intersection of 197 South and Bowens Creek up all over country. It's not under a road, to the back of the water plant. Putting that in, that was an ARPA project. Getting that line updated. It had also been in, I think it was the 6-inch line that was put in the 1920s. It's getting updated to a 12-inch line. That work has begun, and I think they got into our water line a little bit, but nothing too drastic. And we'll be glad to get that switched over when they get that project done. The rehab of the 118 Main Street building, Harper had some individuals back on site this week doing some pre-work to get remobilized. Should be a larger crew and work starting next week. They've been waiting on fabrication of some of the steel beams, reinforcement structures that had to go in. And I think next Thursday, I talked to the architect today, they plan to start installing some of that work. The stream daylighting project, I put out, their engineer sent me a nice little update, and I laid that out for you guys with a picture of the work that's ongoing, and a summary of what's going on right now. They've done a tremendous amount of work for the stream bed, the floodplain, and where we're gonna have the buffer for plantings. They've got it down to, I think, next week. Saturday, Baker will be on site preparing us to put in the sewer line. There's a sewer line that runs under that creek. The pieces of pipe that they have pulled out were about 90% full of rock and sediment, and the stream was going under and around and over and everything. So obviously what was there before was not working. So it's good that is moving forward. And the last thing I have is tax report. Y'all have it. It's not changed a whole lot. I will say Leslie checked for me, and we've had 25% of this year's levy collected so far since the bills went out in September, so that's pretty good. That's all I've got. Unless y'all got any questions for me.
Thank you, Heather. All right, Mr. Shane Dale.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Really, I don't have a whole lot to update on other than, the fact that you all can pretty well see what's taking place as far as the water lines and all that with the rough roads. You can just bear with us for a little while longer, trying to get through some of this. I will remind you all about the water shutdown scheduled for next Tuesday, the 11th. That will provide us with opportunity to make some of these tie-ins. So hopefully from here on out, maybe it won't be such a widespread outage. It'll just be little sections being turned on at different times, and then the tie-ins for each of the residents or business or whatever they need the tie-in for. But that's pretty much about what I have.
Thank you, Shane.
Just one thing, Shane, I've been talking over here. The reason for Tuesday was schools were gonna be closed. And so I personally catch a little flack over closing on Tuesday with people being out of work, but I might put a little bleep on Facebook or something, but the reason it was Tuesday so the schools wouldn't have to suffer for that. somebody couldn't do their laundry on Tuesday and they were upset.
As well as schools and also Randy, you know, the medical center and the health department, they're all gonna be
Oh, yeah.
closed on Tuesday, so.
Yeah. So the only
And
one
we
who-
appreciate our guys for working on a holiday. They would have normally been off.
Yeah.
And home doing their laundry probably.
Who,
And
did anybody talk to Pigs and Grits? That's the only thing I really
Yeah.
thought of down through there.
yeah, we've talked with them. And we've talked with, you know, Shane's talked with several of the businesses. We've talked with Amy from the health department this afternoon. Talked with her about it or this morning, just to make sure that everybody's aware of where they stand and hopefully it won't be off. You know, they're saying, we prepared for the worst, you know, scenario, 8 hours and the broadest. We're hoping it may not extend that far. And also not take that, if everything goes according to plan, they're thinking only maybe 4 hours.
Yes.
But, you know, you want people to be prepared for the worst, I
We
guess.
have put it out there for the worst case scenario. We are actually hoping that the water will only be off from Robertson Street to Cherry Lane, which would take into effect all the side streets on the north side there. That may not be the case. If everything, which we've had problems with our valves the last few times that we've had some shutdowns and stuff. And that's the reason it's spread out all the way basically to the top of Town Hill and as far as Kangaroo Bridge, because if those valves don't shut off the way that they need to and take the water off where we need to make these tie-ins out, we have to kill out a couple of other main valves, which spreads that outage out a little further. But that will be as far as it would come, will be to the top of Town Hill and basically from the bypass at Cherry Lane onto the Kangaroo Bridge. And then everything out that direction will be out. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that things work the way it's supposed to, and actually the only thing that would be out would be from Robertson Street to Cherry Lane, plus Robertson Street, Sunset, Laurel, everything in
That whole
that
loop.
area.
That way.
So, like I say, we put it out there for the worst case scenario, so hopefully people decide. that
Danny
they've got
McIntosh is not gonna have any.
Danny McIntosh would not have water.
He's prepared.
All right.
Wash on Monday.
So just keep your fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Yeah.
Yancey House, maybe, I guess that's the issue.
Yancey House will be out.
Yeah, that's an issue.
But the health department they've already got a
They're
plan
working
with
and all
them,
that.
so,
Oh, sweet.
yeah.
Thank you, Shane. Miss Leslie with finance report.
Thank you, sir. Man, we're just moving along here. It was quick.
Came up fast.
I know. I sent the budget versus actual out earlier and the overtime report. There was a couple lines that I was correcting and cleaning up on the budget amendment. But does anybody have any questions about it? Okay, well, we'll move on to, the FEMA update, I forgot. Okay, so we condensed it and took out the money that had actually just been paid and for the whole projects. And so they're ready for closeout. And these are mostly the A&E versions, so that's like the engineering versions, and they've given us money up front. But, so these will continue to stay, most of them, except this vehicles, it should come off that top line once we get reimbursed for that. But other than that, we're gonna be stuck with these for a while, until this last one gets hopefully paid. But we'll just keep watching it and chugging along. Next thing was the budget amendment, and this is an ever-changing thing. I don't really think that anybody for sure knows how it's actually supposed to run, but I'm in the middle of audit, and so I'm supposed to actually make expenses that are gonna be reimbursable. I'm supposed to put them back in this 812 department or in their own department and not in the special revenue fund, which is the 40 fund. because that's staying for money that they've upfronted us for like these engineering. But, so I'm gonna increase the 812 lines by this $561,438, the FEMA State Helene. And it's gonna go for maintenance on the temporary water intake, 270,000. And then we've also got like a little separate project on maintenance for it. And it's different because of how the funding was, you know, it was like 100% early on federal, and then it dropped back to 90-10, so federal and then 10% state. So that is $41,438. And it's got its own separate little number, so I wanted to have its separate line. And then the 3812-2900 is the Cat Z that they call it. Administrative is what that is, and that's how that we're hiring our consultants. And I've just basically set an amount out here right now, and I'm sure it will change as we go depending on our projects and how they fall in, but it's 250. But so these three lines near the bottom here are all for this revenue line up here. And then I've got the cleanup, and so the Christmas decorations, we've bought a lot of good new decorations. But we're gonna have to have somewhere to store these, because, you know, they don't seem to survive a long time. But I've increased it by 10,000, and I decreased the EDC, cause right now it's kinda we're not spending anything on it. So, and then workers' comp and Brian's, I had accidentally put it all in this retiree healthcare. So I've increased the workers' comp line by the 18.3 and decreased that by 18.3. So these are just a wash, but this right here is actually for that.
And y'all can see on the FEMA thing that the maintenance, the 270 for maintenance has obligated
Yeah,
as of Wednesday morning.
yeah, it's
We've
the
got
next to
evening.
last.
Yeah, it's obligated, so that means the money has been approved and it will be coming when, it's anybody's guess, but
But one day they'll give it to us.
yes, exactly.
But we've actually been reimbursed for lots of stuff, I mean, considering. So,
I think that speaks well of all your record keeping. That you and
I
Heather
don't know
did.
about that. I think that speaks
Well,
well of Heather being
I-
persistent.
I will say this, though, I did get an email night before last from Senator Ted Budd's office saying that there was another 155 million that is being released in Helene funding. And we hope some of this money is part of that. They haven't designated or told us what it is yet, but, I think he had some negotiations with the Secretary of DHS about, like, we need to start moving some of these funds out, and, so, anyway.
Cause right now, the big thing we're holding on is the bottom, the rest of that, the temporary intake,
Yeah.
cause all that's been spent out.
We have a motion to approve the budget amendment.
I make that motion.
I second.
All in favor?
All right. Leslie, I'd ask for one more favor.
What, honey?
At the bottom of that, can we have that total that we had on that last month? Can you just add that down there so we know how much we've got versus how much they haven't paid us yet?
Okay, how much that we have received?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, because that was great.
okay.
People ask me all the time how much of that FEMA money we seen we had some. And
Okay. Okay,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you, Leslie.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to have you guys for 4 more years.
All right, Chief Hal.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You do have our report for the month, and just like typical we've had the last few months, highest volume of calls have been fire alarms and automobile accidents. Again, we're up to 446 for the year, 42 for the month. So we dropped back off of that 60 we had last month, thank goodness. And so we are now back into the fall wildfire season, so we've started having a few brush fires roundabout, so you'll probably see us out running back and forth with those for the next little bit, so. To give you an update on some of the things that are going on with the department, we, ordered, 5 or 6 sets of turnout gear. Well, I'm trying to get it broke down. We're not doing that wholesale like we had to the last time, so we can replace 6 sets a year and not run into that $100,000 bill we had the last time. We had to do it all at one time, so that's beginning to come in. We've had it ordered sometime, but it's beginning to show up. Contacted the vendor yesterday about our new truck, and it had to go back to Freightliner for a recall, and they now have it back down at Statesville, and so hopefully in a couple of weeks we should be hearing about picking it up. The side-by-side, I still have no update on it. They keep saying it'll be the end of the year, and I think they're gonna hold us to that, so we're looking forward to it because it does have a pump on the back with a small water tank, so we can use it for brush fires, forest fires, so I'm anxious for it to get here. We've got some trainings and some meetings coming up. The LEPC, the Local Emergency Planning Committee, will be here at our station this month, and they'll be here next week, so we'll meet with that group. SARTOPO, which is a class that's offered that teaches people how to use that piece of software. It's a land navigation software. It's really helpful if you have searches going on or if you have brush fire going on. You can really locate positions very easily with all sorts of technology behind that program. So we've got a class set up for it. The drones that police department got with the grant are in place, and we've got that training set up by the manufacturer for tomorrow. So we'll be having a class tomorrow just to learn about the drones themselves, and then we'll have to try to get the class set up for the licensing to use them. So moving forward with that. That's about it. We've got our banquet coming up Saturday night, kind of the final thing we had for our celebration of the 100th anniversary, and that will be at the Methodist Church, and all council members are invited with their significant other, so y'all are welcome to come. It's at 6 o'clock this Saturday at the Life Center. Okay?
Thank you, Chief. Chief Buchanan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You have our activity logs. We've had a pretty normal month. We have one update. The patrol car that was in this budget finally arrived. It's in Greensboro, currently being equipped. It's supposed to be ready next week, is what they're telling us. We'll see. Sometimes that gets delayed, but next week we should have it in service. The only other update I have for the police department, we did get through Halloween this year, and it was a pretty big success. They may speak to it more than I will, but it was a very large crowd. Hard to gauge because there was so much on the middle that there wasn't always last year. It was very well attended. We had no issues that I'm aware of. Zoning code enforcement wise, floodplain, we've had some people pulling some permits, but they've all been residential projects, floodplain projects, those kind of things. We have anything for planning yet come up. That's all I have.
Thank you, Brian. All right, Corbin. Didn't overlook you.
Last month, we had 40 events booked. We successfully made it through that. Just lost a little bit of hair. This month, we have 32 for public events. 2 of those will be Thrive Appalachia, which will be on November 15th, and the Holly Jolly Craft Show, which will be on November 28th and 29th. And unless you have any questions for me, that's all I have.
Are you any questions for Corbin? Thank you.
I don't.
Thank you, Corbin.
Chad's going to say one thing.
Okay.
We sold the Caprice, I guess, that Chandler used to drive.
Okay.
So we sold that for over $8,000 this week.
More than we expected.
Surplus.
Yeah.
How many miles? 300,000.
No, it's not. It's just got a lot of hours on it, and it's not in the greatest of shape. But
Sounds
It's
like
8,000 what?
that'll clear
Done
up
pretty well on
some
it, then.
space. Yeah.
All right, council member reports. Anybody have anything I want to report on?
I would like to say that I work for WNC Bridge Foundation, and we were formerly Care Partners Foundation, and we supported the hospice house in Asheville. And with HCA taking it over, we could no longer fund the hospice house because it was for profit. So we've taken over the Rathbun House, and that's a place on the other side of Biltmore, probably a half a mile from the hospital. It's like a hotel on the side of the mountain there. And anybody that has somebody in the hospital and they need to stay there, they can stay up to 15 or 16 days. And I was talking to the director the other day, and he said they don't have as many participants as they would like, so if we could get the word out if anybody needs to stay over there. It's free. And a lot of these places like Panera Bread, they come and bring stuff after hours and stuff, and they have community kitchen, and it's really a great place.
Probably be a good look for Christie. Let the EMS staff know if they had a bad
Yeah, and
patient.
he said, the director's saying that the hospital does not tell people about this.
Of course not. Excuse me, I didn't say that.
I've stayed there. It's a great place. It is a great place. You've got somebody in there that's really sick, you're gonna have to stay a while.
And it's close in there,
It
yeah.
helps, yeah, it's just across the street from the hospital,
And the good thing, free.
yeah. Well, I know we're in record time for a meeting, but I do have something I wanna report on too. I'm disappointed to present this to the council, but Shane, myself, and Heather met with GMC, the engineering firm that's handling Bowlins Creek about 3 weeks ago. Shane and Heather can get into the details, but it's been a priority of mine since the flood. I feel like that was our one and only opportunity to get that resource back, and it doesn't appear that's going to happen because of the amount of water that's in Bowlins Creek. So we are going to, we feel as if we're going to get funding for what it would take to replace that, but it's going to have to be elsewhere. Their recommendation is on the South Toe River. And when I say South Toe, not up South Toe, but down at the Michael area, which we would have to have another plant. But we feel as if we're gonna continue to grow, we're gonna have to have water. And that's something that Shane and I've kind of looked at a couple of different locations down there, and actually went and made contact with one homeowner, and he was out of town, and I do plan on going back and talking to that one homeowner and just seeing if that might be an option. But according to DEQ is, who regulates the amount of water that we're able to take out of these the river or the creek, and what we've always been allowed to take out of Bowlins Creek is much more than what we will be permitted to take out if we go back with one. Correct, Heather? I don't want to say something that's inaccurate.
That was our understanding, that, you gotta realize that Bowlins Creek, that system was put in 1920, between 20 and 25, and, the plant was rated to be able to treat 500,000 gallons of water a day. And then in the mid-80s, when we moved the intake up to Cane River, up on 197, we were allowed to draw 1,250,000 a day out of that, and they just sort of left it as grandfathered in. Well, you can take 500 out, but new studies on what they permit you for is the low level, not after a rain event or something like that. And they have basically said it would probably be less than 100,000 gallons a day. And right now, we're looking at an estimate of around 16 million to put a facility back up there. That's what the engineers and HGA have costed out. It's been submitted to FEMA under their 428 program, which basically allows us to accept that money if they agree with our numbers, which it has to go through a third-party review with the Corps of Engineers, and it's a whole long thing. But we're thinking first couple of months of the year, we will know what FEMA will offer us. And then the plan would be to relocate an intake and possibly a small package plant down towards, on the South Toe, because DEQ's numbers are saying we could be permitted to draw 2.5 to 3.4 million a day.
More, that much more out of South Toe than we can out of the Cane River.
And you
Yeah.
we probably have right of way with the old railroad bed through most of that done to that.
Well, we already have lines
Yeah, we
down
already
there.
have
Oh,
lines.
we already have water lines down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we already
Oh,
have water
wow.
mains all the way down there.
And that's what Shane
Oh,
and I
yeah,
were,
they come by my house down there.
Yep, they do.
that's what Shane and I were looking at when we were trying to locate,
Yeah.
you know, the right pieces
Right.
of property, something that we could tie directly into, so.
I guess I thought that we had it coming down, but not going back down.
Well, I mean, it would have to go back up, but in that
Yeah.
same, that, if it was treated water, it just goes into those mains and becomes a supplemental amount. And if the other catch-all is, you know, the designation of the site, even if we move where those intakes currently are down 100 feet, we have to go back through the public water supply permitting process, which is about 18 months, and get that water designated for drinking water every step you move away from where you are. But, you know, there's just a lot of considerations. I think it would be a huge environmental impact to go in there and build construction access roads. All those lines would have to be put in up to current code and standards. It would be a major undertaking, and it would be very disruptive. Just to get the possibility of getting 100,000 gallons a day out of the water source. So it just made more sense to the engineers, and that was a proposal to us to look at an alternate plan, and move it.
And we first looked at moving it downstream to where we wouldn't have to destroy, you know, the forest, but obviously that wouldn't gravity to the plant, so we would have to put a pump station or even a small plant in up there, but, if we can't get the water, it don't matter. I mean, so,
Well, the other issue is the plant, you know, up here, we're out of room in terms of expansion, and we're bumping up against that, what is it, 80%, Shane, when we have to expand. So, you know, the other options are wells and things like that. I mean, all of that is being discussed and whatnot, you know, but we're not gonna be able probably to have much more expansion up at this plant to be able to treat additional significant amounts of water. So, it made sense. We will keep y'all updated as we hear more from FEMA. But we've been told not to expect it till after the first of the year, a decision.
anyone else have anything they'd like to report on? Miss Julianne?
Well, first off, I just want to say hello and introduce myself. I'm Juliana Walker, born and raised in Spruce Pine, one county over, so don't hold that against me. I was a
You don't
Mitchell
wear purple.
Mountaineer, and
Oh.
I will try to keep the
You wear
camera
purple.
down.
Just don't wear purple, and we'll
I
be
won't.
okay.
I'm wearing green. Nothing proud today, just for you guys. But I think it's been a pretty successful 2.5 weeks that I've been in the job. I feel pretty good about it. I jumped in the deep end. We had the folks from Main Street America and rural planning here to do an economic visioning forum with us, and I think they talked to some of you maybe, and they were just really excited about everything we have going for us here in Burnsville, and that was a great way to get some feedback on where people think things stand with us right now economically and business-wise, and that's my priority. So we had trick or treat this past week, and I think you guys all agree that was pretty successful. We saw so many kids, we gave away so much candy. Unfortunately, our inflatables could not be put up on the square. We had wanted them to be there, and they waited until about noon on Friday when they said, yeah, the wind gusts are just too much, it wouldn't be safe. We might have a kid flying across the square, and we don't want that. So they did not choose to join us, and I think that's great legally. But I think it was pretty successful despite the lack of inflatables. Coming up, we have the Christmas parade, as you guys know, here on the 6th of December, Saturday. Parade applications are due November 15th. Please get them in. We want it to be successful and big and proud of our beautiful little town. We also have Grand Marshal applications that are still open, November 15th as well. We also have Merry Main Street coming up on December 12th. That's a Friday, 4 to 8 p.m. Our businesses are gonna try and stay open late, and we're gonna have some really cool stuff on the square, from carolers to Rudolph playing in our pocket park, and snow machines and horse-drawn carriages and all of the fun stuff that make Christmas, other than, you know, the important part. Yeah, we're getting started on the crafts fair in the new year. We're really excited. That's gonna be our 70th anniversary for the crafts fair. So we're hoping to make it a little extra special. And yeah, the next thing coming up is Red, White, and Burnsville. And that's really why I'm here, other than to just introduce myself, is to ask if, in honor of our veterans, if you guys would be willing to possibly waive the $100 stage fee. It's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., I believe, maybe 4 p.m. on Saturday, November 15th, and hundreds of veterans will probably be here to get a free meal, which is being sponsored by our lovely sponsors at Advent Health. They've donated $4,000 to feed veterans for free that day, a great barbecue meal. And Claudia, lovely Claudia from Main Street Mercantile and Mountain Time on Main Street is the main organizer. We're kind of the fiscal agent for them for this. And we were just hoping that maybe just in honor of our veterans, if, you know, the stage is already there, if you guys would be willing to just waive that this one time.
If they can't waive it, I'll pay it.
Thank you, Danny. I was fixing to say that.
Absolutely.
We can do that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, and I will let Claudia know, and our veterans will be very pleased with the day of bluegrass music. So, thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you.
Well, welcome to Burnsville.
Thank you so much.
Glad to have you.
I'm really excited to be here and get started. So,
Good.
yeah.
Good.
Now,
Thank you so much.
if the town does that and Danny and Judy will still go in, they can upgrade the,
Yeah. Thanks, Bill.
they can,
Thank you so much.
they can have prime rib.
All right, Prime Rib, do you have anything to report on from High Country?
Well, it's been a long time since that thing, and a lot's happened, so I don't, they talked about a few grants, but they
We've got our
send it on to-
applications
send it
in
on to
on
Heather,
Monday.
yeah.
Yes, we got those in on Monday, so
I can't
we'll
ever
keep our
tell
fingers
Heather
crossed.
anything that she doesn't already know.
So we do have a reappointment, that Denise has asked. You have asked to,
I have asked for, yes, this next year, if somebody wants to. If not, I will do it. But if somebody would like to do it this year.
Was it High Country?
I think Randy Ollis would love to do it.
I think you've hit your head
They're a
again.
good group. They're a great group.
I understand all that, but I looked at the dates, and there's some fishing dates involved in it. And I'm retired now, so, no thank you.
Well, Bill's not gonna go up there twice.
Judy?
I spent my 6 years.
Huh?
Yeah. 6 years.
When do they meet? Once, is it?
Once a quarter.
Once a
Oh,
quarter.
once a quarter?
Oh, well, that's,
That's not bad.
Randy, that's not bad.
Know.
I'll go ahead. and
Is
do
it at night?
Sorry.
No, if it's gonna interfere with
At
your,
night.
With your work.
if it's gonna interfere with your work,
It's
I'll
right in
do
the
it,
middle of the
but
night.
I don't want to, but I will.
You'll be working too.
I quit work. I retired too.
Did you too? Well, congratulations.
I will do it if you promise me that you'll do it next year.
I'll do it the next year. Yeah, it would, yeah, that'd be great, because it would be just a little bit of a hardship this year, so.
It's a 4-year term.
No, it's not. No, I don't know.
No, it's,
I'm
I
not
think
doing
it's
that.
just, it's just a
Maybe
one.
2 years.
Well, we can
It's a
sub
1 year,
y'all
right?
out, okay?
It's a 1 year, right?
It's 1 year, yeah.
It's a 1 year, I think.
And does that require a vote from the council?
Yeah, it does, cause
I'll
we
make
have to
that
send
motion.
that. We
Didn't
have
take
to
you long.
send that
I was waiting.
in to Mr. David Graham, who everybody loves to work with. He's awesome.
Oh, he's awesome.
He is that.
Randy made a
Now
motion.
that-
We have a second.
Rural
I'll
transportation,
second,
right?
so, just in case I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
so.
I did that,
And it's-
I stood there a year before I even found out.
I'm
what
sure
was going
all in
on.
favor.
Never-
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye, sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Think that knows, man.
All right, no closed session. Our next, council meeting is December the 4th.
50 days till Christmas, baby.
Yeah, it's
We
crazy.
don't have a council meeting Before that,
Some of it is.
Yeah.
what's that?
Well, you have to form your government, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, yeah,
North Carolina
we gotta
law, yeah.
Get you sworn in.
do the swearing in,
Get you
so
sweared
it'll be
in.
at
Yeah.
5:30. Before the,
I was,
For the regular meeting.
Do what?
we'll have to do the
Organizational meeting
organizational
after
meeting.
the election.
I was talking somewhere, I'd met Warren Hughes, and he was telling me that he was sorry that they'd wanted him to do that the last time, and he thought that he couldn't because he wasn't active at the time. And he's since found out, and by reading the rules, that he can swear in, and he said he'd be glad to.
Okay. All right, no other business, we have a motion to adjourn. Motion.
No, we're having too much fun.
I'm gonna go get some prime rib, Bill.
Prime rib.
Sure, all day.
Bill was talking about it.
Well, that's
Well,
if Julie and Danny,
I thought he'd fix some.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
you wouldn't want me
No,
if I
Basil
fixed it.
fixed it.
So we're here.
Well, somebody's ringing.
That's for you.
That means it's time to go.
Is that the bell?
Prime the king.
That's the best.
We,
Mine with the gun.
we did
I'll
not
second.
formally.
You just, you
Uh,
said,
Second,
Aye.
Alright.
how's your dad doing?
a second.
Mine?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's good.
I know.
I was like,
Yeah,
let me
no,
just make sure you're
yeah,
looking at
yours.
yours.
Yeah.
Yes, he's doing
I've not,
very well.
not seen him in many years.
Yes.
My
he's
sister,
good.
my sister worked for him.